And she would always help the people across the hall in the apartment. And I would get mad because she would give him food. And I never understood, why would my mom be giving away her food to people, and they were, and I get mad, why are you always giving to them? And something happened one day. Two things happened. Like I said, she was giving the people across the hall a lot of food. And one day, my mom asked me to come in the house. I'll never forget, I was 10 years old. And she stood at the top of the step, it was getting dark. And my mom told me to come in the house. And I said, I'm not coming in the house. And when after I said that I didn't want to come in the house because I hurt my mother, I'm 10 years old and I'm speaking so profane to her. So the question I want to ask you young people, watch this video, listen to my life story. What have you said to your mother that you need to apologize for? What are you doing then that you know you need to change? See, I didn't even want to go in the house that day because what I had said to my mother that night. I sat on the step and I cried at 10 because of what I had said. But my mother, she forgave me. And from that point on, I never again said I would hurt my mother. And for my young boys out here who's hearing this story, you need to apologize to your mother. You need to change what you're doing because you're hurting your mother. And you only get one. See, you still have your mother. I don't have my mother. I tell you a story about the people who lived across the hall my mother used to help all the time. There was this particular guy named Rudolph, Alice, Bubble Up. That was their nickname. She would always get them food. And by this time, my mom had got so bad that she was in a wheelchair and she couldn't walk. So the apartment up under us caught on fire one night. The smoke had went from the apartment up under us through the vents. Our apartment was full of smoke. It was banging on the door. And when I woke up, it was full of smoke. And I just remember being in elementary school where they said, you stop, drop. So I stopped when I got to the door. And the banging on the door, it was Rudolph. It was the same people that my mom gave food to that ran to the back of the room and got my mother and picked her up. And I went next door to sit on the couch in the other apartment of the same people my mom used to help. And I just started crying because I thought about all that food that my mom gave those people. And they really did appreciate it, because if it weren't for them, my mother and I would have died that night. So young people, as I sit here and tell you this story, I'm gonna let you know it don't feel good to talk about. But sometimes we gotta get inside of us out and we gotta talk about it. You think it's easy for me to sit here and share my life story with the world about what happened with my mother? It's not easy. So we had to move to another apartment. And this apartment was for handicapped people. My mom was getting worse and worse. My mom was taking about 20 pills a day, crying at night, moaning. It was rough, young people. I'm trying to tell you. I would never wish that on my worst enemy, what I had to go through as a child, not having my mother and watching her die like that. Can you imagine somebody taking 20 pills a day? Can't go to the bathroom, can't walk, can't move, need somebody waiting on you 24 hours, 7 days a week. That was my life. And I go a little more depth into it about in my book. That was my life story. And with Dr. Clay, you know why, man, I don't want to hear that stuff, man, you know. No, you need to hear it. You need to hear it. Because how are you treating your mother? Young ladies and young men, why are you disrespecting your mother? Why aren't you being good to your mother? Why aren't you being nice to your mother? What's wrong with you? Don't you know a lot of people watching this video, your mom is all you have? And your mom is out here struggling, just trying to make it. And you being disrespectful. I can't have this, I can't have that. Man, you have your mother.